Hey guys, this is Austin the Doctor. I wanted to make a follow-up video after my review on Saturday. So, this is going to be a little more in detail, but I'm going to go with previous episodes. My reviews usually are going to be very broad with certain things because I don't want to completely go in depth with them unless you guys want me to start going a little more in depth. Do tell me, but so episode 15. It was really interesting, honestly. Brought up a lot of questions, especially with the 9. The guys seem to be the pistols. They're not the actual people that are piloting like Hiro. And that brings up a lot of questions that need to be answered, which I'm pretty sure episode 16 will be answering that for us, but we gotta wait and see. And in the beginning of that episode, as I said in my review, we see that 02 basically just devoured everyone. And as I said, that's something that was going to happen regardless. And what did they think was going to happen, honestly? And I do apologize for my review because I feel I didn't do enough on that video because the episode was so great that I don't feel I did enough justice to the episode. So this is kind of my way of making up for it, I guess. But yeah, going on a little further into the episode, we got to talk a little more about Ichigo and that entire situation. It was really interesting to see her and Hiro pilot. That's the main point that I want to get to. And I have to applaud Goro, as I said in my previous review. He was such a bro, honestly. He knew what Hiro needed, and he's like, here you go, Hiro. Just go up. Go and see your girl, basically. And Ichigo still was against it, and that's kind of why I'm not forgiving Ichigo. It seems that she hasn't learned what she's actually done. And I know people are gonna... I'm using the whole argument that 02 hasn't learned what she's did in the last episode, saying that she deserves the punishment. So there's your payback, I guess. But going further into it, when Ichigo saw Hiro's mind, I think that was really kind of painful for her. Obviously it was, but to see that she is wasting her time, basically. And I honestly really do hope in the next episode she starts to see that's not worth it, because Hiro is madly in love with 02, and 02 is madly in love with Hiro. And I really hope she doesn't go completely crazy. This episode made her seem a little bit better. It's going to take a little bit more to make me want to forgive her, but right now, no. As I said, though, please don't attack the voice actress or anyone else, because it's done, please, guys. Can we not do that? But going further into this, with the actual 02 kind of freaking out, basically. She kind of is freaking out because she doesn't have anyone, and Dr. Franxx is talking about how he thought, she found a partner, but he kind of basically played the blame game on Hiro to make him actually do it. And Dr. Franxx is this very mysterious figure that just wants to see certain things happen, and he set it up. And I know someone did mention that he had the head higher-ups said his name, and I actually even missed his name. So if you do know his name, dude, comment down below, because I am curious, because I don't know how I missed it, but I might go through that episode about 8 more times to really get it, but yeah. And Hiro, that entire episode basically had this guilt, this building up guilt of what he said and did to 02, and I think that was very good to put in. Especially, it was building up from episode 11, 12, 13, and 14. It just, I wouldn't put 11. But the main episodes that built up to this, even though I hate episode 14, was episode 12 and 14. And 13, obviously. But it was interesting when they actually got reunited. Especially that Ichigo kind of did take out her anger by swinging at 02. Even though 02 almost took her down, it was kind of a bit funny in this sense. But it seems Ichigo at that point kind of just accepted what has happened, and at the end she was very happy for them two. And I'm like, yes, that's a start, but let's see if you actually stay by your word, kind of thing. Because you know how fast it can go downhill. We saw episode 14, but arguably episode 14 it's still really the worst episode that they've came out with. It did build up enough, but it seems that they do something really controversial every time to reset it. and episode 14 was just a bit too poorly done, that when they did something controversial, it just didn't work. And I'm very glad that Hiro and 02 kind of realized that they both messed up calling each other things that they didn't really mean, especially that 02 started crying about how she's a monster and she called her own actual Darlene fodder, and it was just eating her alive. And as we saw throughout the episode with Hiro, he was just kind of beating himself up about what he's honestly said to 02, and I'm very happy they've kind of came together and just really talked things through. And I can't wait for the next episode, honestly, but going a little more in depth, because my review, as I said, wasn't my proudest review, but who knows, this might even replace the actual current review. I'm going to, I actually might put this out right after this video, because I might take the other one down, but I might have two, so stay tuned for that. But going a little more in depth, I want to go a little more in depth with this episode, because it's just, I didn't do enough justice, to be honest, with it. But seeing that the cores have like these magma babies in them, and that was very interesting to see, because it's starting to build up to this story arc of we can't trust the adults because they're doing something very shady behind everyone. And I don't even know if the entire kids in Squad 13 are like human kids. That's the thing. And a lot of things have came up in this episode, especially towards the end, that 02 felt that presence of that hand coming out. I don't know if anyone actually noticed that, but very interesting. And towards the end, it missed the actual where the heads are, but we still don't know if they took out everyone else, and I hope they didn't take anyone or die no one died like 02 Hiro, because I want to see more of the 9 now after seeing this episode, and it's got me intrigued, to say the least. And as I said, I might call this a re-review or a in-depth discussion again of episode 15. It depends on what I feel at the time, but this will either be coming out on Monday or right after the second, Saturday or Sunday. But I'm going to try to do this for Monday, because I feel it'd be perfect, because I'm going to start doing this kind of stuff for Darlene the Franxx. I'm going to have my initial reaction video with the review, then I'm going to have my second review, because reviews can change throughout time, and I just want to get you the main review right away. Then I want to get my in-depth review on Monday. So that'll be the timestamps for those videos. But if you do actually enjoy this kind of follow-up, do tell me, because I'm very curious. I wanted to try this new thing, because when you see anything new, yes, you're going to put everything in it. And I did chat about how everything is very interesting, but I want to go a little more in depth with the episodes, especially how episode 14 did play a big part, even though it was honestly really bad, and how episode 13 even connected with that one, and just everything just melted together perfectly, and I can't complain. And I hope they keep going with this kind of style of Darlene the Franxx, because this might make my top 3 animes. It might even go above DxD, because I just love how dark it is. And it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys actually ever played BioShock. Kind of reminds me of that, and it keeps me wanting to watch more, even though episode 14 kind of arguably made me almost not want to watch it. But what did you guys think of this build up towards episode 15? Do you think episode 14 should have been a little more toned down, or do you think it was just perfect? I'm curious. And if you guys do want more of this kind of stuff, do tell me, because I am willing to do this. It's actually kind of fun, because I usually go through my previous video and see what I didn't really go in depth about, and I'll put it in this video. So double reviews, I guess we can call it. Who knows? But as always, guys, hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you until the next time. This is Austin the Doctor, signing out. Peace.